record.
See, this looks different than mine. Yeah.
It's a nice day today.
Gorgeous out there.
You wanna play hooky?
Isn't that what we're doing?
I think so. I think so. We're learning something, enjoying a nice day. If only it were outside, then it would just be perfect, right?
Oh, we could run a cord out the window or
That's
something.
right. Hey man, if I could set up and do this outside, I would be on it for sure.
Oh, gosh. Let's show you. I think it's this different. I think this is just me. This isn't this one. Are you gonna do like really, really basics?
I am.
I don't know how to find out
I'm-
Google Plus page.
It's one of the things that is kind of our thing. We start at the very beginning and walk through navigation, how to get there, how to log in, how to share content. Let me think.
Get a pen out, 'cause I don't write my directions down.
Interesting. Oh, it's the same. The same one for Steve's too.
We can discuss it on the way back.
Mark and I definitely they wouldn't be the same.
Neither one of us were. He'd get all the technical side, and I'd be going, oh, retweet.
You can answer your phone from your desktop. And often I do. When I'm working, I just answer right from the desktop. And that's actually, hey Jen, part of Google Plus, the ability to, with your Hangouts, do phone calls right from your desktop.
Oh, how interesting.
And get notifications on your desktop from your phone.
So do you ever have total days where you totally disconnect?
You know what I do? I intentionally do that. I have at least one vacation a year, and then I'll take weekends, and then I'll take days, and I turn my phone on. You can actually hear me.
Everything on?
Oh, everything. I mean, literally. I mean, I will give my phone to my wife or somebody, and there you go. Let's see. So that is working. Wanted the bit.ly short link to that. I'm always fearful when I do these classes. It seems inevitably that when I've prepped and I've studied and I've got everything ready to go, that the morning that I do the class, they will have changed something online. And I get in, and it literally, the last class, we were doing something on Facebook, and I went, wow, this is new today. So we're going to explore this together.
Yeah, they do like to do that, like, oh, crap.
Well, and I try to keep everybody apprised on our Facebook page of any changes. I make videos of how to navigate and how to do the new things. But sometimes it is a little bit tough to keep up. When you log in, it may look different for you, and I'll talk about that too. It scales itself to whatever device you're on.
That's what I was thinking, I probably should have thought of that.
And the other thing that you would have the option of is if you're on, you can use the web version or you can use the mobile app version on a tablet. And both are, I will say this, Google Plus definitely has the better mobile app that will allow you to do all this stuff much more than like Facebook does.
I don't like
It's very limited for Facebook. Do. Hmm. So since you guys, oh hey, we better get rolling. I didn't realize how late it was getting. We may have a lot more people signed up and even paid, so maybe they'll make it and maybe they won't. I'm gonna turn the video on. We're recording there. Let's start this one. Okay. Hey buddy, how's it going? How are you? Good. So I don't know where everybody's at. They may make it, they may not. We get a lot of lost folks on the campus trying to find their way here. But if you guys want, we'll just briefly do an introduction and tell us who you are and what your company name is. And tell me one thing you would like to know about Google+. And why don't we start?
I'm Debbie from Teacher Parent Connection, our school supplies, parents, students, all kinds of fun stuff. How Google Plus is helpful for us, is how we find it, how we know who should be in our circle or who we should follow.
Okay, very good.
Well, I'm Betty from Teacher Parent Connection, and again, it's a fun place to go, and we got lots of stuff you can smell and build and pop and all kinds of things.
Nice.
And I think I'd like to know how I can use Google Plus to really be able to capture what we do there. We do workshops for parents and teachers and just be able to really connect with the community.
Cool.
I'm Jennifer, and I work with the Temp Connection, and we're a full-service staffing agency here in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm just here to kind of brush up on my skills on Google+.
Cool.
I'm Darla, Vista One Realty Group, broker, and we're small real estate brokerage. I'm just trying to figure out where Google Plus fits into the rest of my marketing
Cool.
and how that's either a benefit to clients or generates more business.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Garrett with MOL Films. We do video production and tell your story made of love. And I have like 5 Google Plus accounts somehow, and so I need to like try to, because one of them is linked to my actual business and the website and stuff. And I actually probably could figure it out, but dude, we're here, so
All right.
let's make it happen.
So, Mike from Online Biz Smarts, and so what we do is we provide online education, and then when you get to a place where you're too busy or you get stuck, we can do it for you. We consult for a lot of businesses of every kind, so we definitely know how to build a package or help you get set up specifically for your kind of business. I won't say we've done every kind of business, but almost. Lots of different businesses in our processes. So we're talking about Google Plus for business, and let's first define what is Google Plus. So I found a good quote online from some of the Google people, and they said, Facebook helps you to keep in touch with the people you already know. Google helps you to get in touch with the people you want to know. Okay? Facebook, you'll hear me say this often, and I can't say it often enough because people still don't get it. Facebook is a relationship network, not a marketing network. If you approach it as a marketing network, you're wasting your time. People will ignore you, block you, unfriend you, all of those things because they're on there with the mind of connecting in a relational kind of way. Google is different. It's a little bit relational, but it's more about things that you love to share with somebody. So you're drinking coffee, you're sitting across the table from somebody, and they say, "What are you passionate about?" And you say, "Oh, I am such an avid cycler. I cycle year-round, and I do the Tour de Tucson, and I travel." And so those passions are things that Google Plus was built around, helping you connect with like-minded people who love what you love. And then that relates to business, because it's also a business community where people are passionate about real estate or passionate about finding temp employment for employees as well as companies finding great temporary help. So there are people on Google Plus who are also in your industry, not here in town. It's a global network where you can connect with people who are like-minded. So teachers, parents, etc., they are on Google Plus. Google Plus is also, as far as audience, it's one of the few, like Twitter and LinkedIn, that is tilted a little bit more male. It's a little bit closer to even, whereas Facebook, for instance, is 60-65% female. Again, it's not as much a relationship network as Facebook, but it still is about relationships, but on a different mindset. I'm thinking about whatever it is I love to do for business and whatever I love to do for hobbies, and we can connect on Google Plus. The overriding, probably the best book written on it, and I just put it here in the notes, from Guy Kawasaki, is What the Plus. You can get it for $1 on Kindle, and he is one of the foremost thinkers to help people understand how to use this thing. He's connected with over 1 million circles on Google Plus. And he used to work for Apple years ago and has done several other web-based companies along the way after that. So, reasons to use Google Plus. The number one most important reason why you must use Google Plus is SEO, or making your website and brand more searchable. It's a Google product. Therefore, it is indexed by Google, and it's the second most actively used platform on social media. So Facebook being number one, Google Plus is number 2 in active use in a social media platform. There's free online meeting tools. You get connected with like-minded people. Events, I can't say enough about putting your events on Google+. Almost the majority of people have a Google Gmail account now. If you invite people to an event on Google+, it will automatically put an event on their calendar, and then they have to refuse it to get it to go away. So basically, I've put this event on any of your Google calendars that I invited to the Google Plus event for this class. It's very powerful because then it's going to send you a reminder saying, hey, don't forget the class. It'll shoot you an email, lots of reminders. Again, a very powerful tool for events. The other thing then, it has cool things like a party mode. If you've said you're going to an event, you can turn your phone on party mode. It'll prompt you to do so. And everything you shoot in the way of a photo and video during the party or event automatically loads to the event page on Google+. Very quick and easy. And obviously, again, as I said, it's Google. Made for search, built for search. Uses for Google+. You can use it as a blog, and SEO experts will tell you in many cases, even if you're using your blog, that it's best in your process if you actually post your articles on Google+, even before you load it into your blog and publish it elsewhere. It makes it even more searchable. So if you walk through that process, I write a blog post, put it on Google+, then your website, then social media otherwise. It's the best order to be maximum searchable.
So you shouldn't be like sharing it from your blog on Google+, but actually just write it twice or copy and paste.
Right, exactly. Originated on Google+, because,
So then should you even have a second blog? Like, because it's kind of...
Yeah.
You should still do it? Okay.
Because what you get here is more of an instantaneous bump, and it goes away. Content on your blog
It'll stay there.
you're building searchability of your website over time, so it's going to stay, and it's longevity. What we're talking about here is a quick boost, almost instantaneous. Your Google Plus posts are indexed and often show up in search results, and again, almost instantly. So you can write an article on Google Plus and then go search, especially if you've hit a keyword for your company. So Tucson property, I need temp help in Tucson, things of such. In that article, if you go type that into a Google search, you'll almost immediately, your article will come up in the first page of Google. Because it's looking for fast, new articles, relevant. Google is looking for that. Does that make sense? Okay. And we'll go over how to publish content in a little bit. Again, it's for purely SEO purposes, maximizing the searchability of your content as well as your website. First and foremost, that's the most important thing. You must be on Google Plus for that purpose alone. If you're only republishing your articles out to Google Plus, you're boosting the searchability of your website. Online meetings and hangouts. Connect with people who share your passion, and now they've added to that communities so that you can gather with like-minded people and talk about stuff that you love to talk about. Essentials of Google Plus. So these are the things I'm going to try to cover today. Your news feed, your profile versus pages, because it's also like Facebook. You have a profile, you can also create a business page. Hangouts, a personal hangout versus an on-air hangout. Google Plus communities, adding the +1 for your website. Hashtags, what that looks like. Maps and reviews, and a very important thing is authorship for your blog. I will put this slideshow out on social media. Once we're done, I'll publish it. So you can come back and get this link. It's a great link to show you how to do a simple process of adding authorship to your website to where you don't necessarily have to do coding on the back end. You're going to drop it in the way of a link on your About Me page. And this YouTube video walks you step by step through how to do that. So I'm going to leave that page up, and we're going to jump out to Google Plus and start looking at some things here. And Dory is saying hello. That is my artist from Poland. We'll chat with her maybe momentarily. So this is Google Plus. It may look a little bit different for you depending on the device that you get on. It also scales itself to the size of your screen. So as I zoom out, it gives me 3 panels. It'll zoom into a single panel if I zoom in tight enough, but that's a little bit too much. Okay, so I want to get a little bit tighter so that you can see what I'm doing. Let's get it down to 2 panels. Okay, and so somewhat this is what it'll look like for you. Now this is your news feed. Like Facebook, this is custom built based on people that you've decided to connect with or people that you've added to your circles. And again, like Facebook, you can add individuals and you can also add business pages so that whenever they create content, it's coming here to your news feed and you're going to see that content. It also has a auto hashtag. I'm going to skip hashtag for a minute. We'll come back to that. But creating content is fairly easy. It's right here in this panel. You have a side menu right here that is basically all of the different pieces that you're going to need to access. Your profile, your circles, people, connecting with people, your photographs. So what's hot, what's trending, that's what's hot on Google+. Communities, events, hangouts, pages, professional business pages. Google+ local, so that'll connect you if you're on a device or a local IP address. It'll give you suggestions of businesses around you, as well as it'll give you access to reviews that you've done and anything else as far as check-ins on Google+. And then of course your settings. Your settings you can access here on this menu, or you can also access from over here. Let's see if it's going to open. You can go right here to account and access the Google Plus account. This also gives you the list of, let me see if this will scroll with me. No, it won't. It's going to jump me over to another page, so let's go back. I'm going to need to use the mouse on that one. It always launches a new page instead of navigating you away. So if I'm going to come over here, do it with the mouse, these are all of the pages that I work with, different companies that I work with. So these are all professional pages. So let's go to, let's jump over to the Bray Investment page. So here is a business page. We've done some artwork for him in preparation for a nice visual appeal. And then as you scroll down, you'll see content that he has created over time. Again, very similar to Facebook, but the feed is 2 or 3 rows, so you get a little bit more of a snapshot of different kinds of content. It also allows for, if you upload large images, you'll get a full screen view of those images. So whenever you launch into a business page, as I just did, you're navigating from here to the business page. I'm going to go back to me here, and if you notice, it again launched another tab because it doesn't want me to leave necessarily the page I was on. So if I close it out, again, here is Bray Investment again, and now we're back to Google+.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
It's a really stupid one, but
No way.
I was in our page before.
Mhm.
Now when I went in under my Gmail, it's showing just me. So is your page tied to a certain email?
It is tied to a specific Gmail account
I don't know what it is.
It must be teacher parent.
I think it is teacher parent Gmail for this Google account, if I'm not mistaken. Your actual page is right here. So here's what you guys' page looks like. You've got your graphic up top, and again, some of your latest content that came off of your Facebook feed.
I'm
You
trying
can
to get-
see different articles and things that have been posted there.
Can I get there from being in my personal profile?
Let me take a peek at,
I mean, I don't wanna waste your time.
no, that's a valid, and I'm gonna go to my dashboard, and this is something good to know. So when you're on a page, you can go to your dashboard, okay? And right here, it'll give you who the managers are for this page. So you can get in either way. So you can get in under teacher parent or under your personal Gmail. Both of them are set as administrators, and actually Mark is too in his Gmail account. So these are the four. This, Debbie, you're the owner of that page, and it says so right here. And then the rest of us are managers. So what you can do with this is, like on Facebook, you can then add an administrator to your Google Plus account so that they can go create content, share specials, whatever that may be, and you can put them in as a manager. There's also some other settings. You're always going to remain the owner unless, for instance, you sell the business, and I've had that transition with businesses before, and you can transfer ownership to a new company by transferring it. It takes about 2 weeks to transfer ownership to a company on Google+. But for your Google+ page, your business page, you have an overview page in your dashboard. And I'm gonna navigate to that one more time, guys, just so that you saw how I got there. So here I am. This is me, Michael. You always see the picture right here representing what page you're on. And I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna go to Tucson Business Club. Okay? And so I help them out with their stuff from time to time. And I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna go to the dashboard. Okay? Dashboard you don't have on profile. It's for a business page to show you the interactivity on the page. It tells you right here if you're a verified business and what might be missing in the way of information on your page. Now this is very important. If you have a physical location, this is also, if you do it right, connected to your mapping. So your Google Plus Maps that people would find here also is connected to this page. So all of the information that you input would be from here once you have a verified Google Plus local professional business page. As you scroll down, you can see metrics, people landing on the page, but again, go right here to managers, and it will show you who is a manager on the page. And so for instance there, I needed to, Jen's launched another company right now, and she's doing really awesome. So I just needed to change that and remove those administrators. And as the owner, I was able to do that. I don't own that company, I just manage their accounts. Make sense? Okay, so that's page versus profile. So let's go back simple. Let's go back to profile. And so Dory says hello everyone. I'm going to get to that in a moment on how to start a Hangout. But what you would do is just come right into here, and let's say that we had a link from an article. And you would take that and just paste it right here. So let's find an article right quick. Something from my Bismarck. We'll grab an article. So here's an article about Facebook marketing declines, how businesses